Super Idol di Charo, donate me to 10 by Chung for
the official Dragon's Dogma IGN review, and I'm already looking at the dislikes. Oh my gosh. I mean, I heard it wasn't that bad, but I don't know why the dislikes are just so big. Okay, so we just gonna watch it. I don't know, maybe it's another 7GN or some shit.
In a way, Dragon's Dogma 2 reminds me of Sam Raimi's Evil Dead 2, which was more of a remake of his first cult classic comedy horror movie than a sequel. The much bigger budget allowed Raimi to really dial in his true...
Like Overwatch. Well, I mean, Overwatch, I mean, they didn't even try, man. I mean, they just got rid of one player and just put a 2 next to the logo. That's pretty much it, what happened. At least with Dogma, they added in some improvements from what I've heard. Yeah, I heard it's pretty much kind of like Dragon's Dogma 1, but just improvements. But I don't know, we'll see. I didn't play the game yet, by the way. I plan on playing it by the end of the week.
...for Ash's Bad Night with the Bad Book. Like Evil Dead 2, Dragon's Dogma 2 doesn't stray too far from the blueprint that turned it into a cult classic of its own over the past decade, keeping its second-to-none action design and vague but robust and alluring world as its centerpieces.
And honestly, we not even a minute in. Honestly, that's a good thing because, you know, you oh my gosh, I'm just thinking about all these animes that just every season 2 is just not even the same anime. I mean, that's a whole different fucking anime, bro. I mean, they just went off the rails. And I'm also thinking about other video games too, like Dragon Age. I mean, each Dragon Age game from Origins to 2, I mean, there's a slight difference. I wouldn't really say slight. There's a difference in combat, you know, a little bit. And then when you go to Inquisition, it is completely different. I mean, there's a lot of Origin motherfuckers, Dragon Age Origin motherfuckers that played the first Dragon Age that hate Inquisition. They also hate it because it's not really, it's a mid game. I mean, storytelling is really good, but like every other aspect is, I mean, I liked it. I mean, everybody likes, you know, got Game of the Year, you know, yeah. But I mean, in terms of combat and like it being open world, very open world unnecessarily, yeah, man, it's a bad call. It's a bad call. Especially with the combat, like holy shit, it got way worse. I still liked it. Like I got like 12 playthroughs on that bitch. And I'm gonna do another playthrough again, once we get closer to Dread Wolf. But yeah, it just goes to show that too much change can be very, very bad. But I don't know, we'll see here.
Like the 2012 original, it is unforgiving out of the gate thanks to brutal enemies and chaotic encounters that are not designed to gradually ease you.
What the fuck?
It's also high levels of janky. All of its systems seem precariously fitted together with the fragility of a well-pruned Jenga tower. Yet, remarkably, it never falls over. And its open-ended design allows for a barely controlled chaos that makes some of its inconveniences almost feel intentional. Almost.
Ooh, the shade. Ooh. Jarrett Greer. Viewed on, was it PlayStation 5? Okay. That's very important because the ports have been pretty dog shit.
This vast new dark fantasy world is dense with unbeaten paths to wander down and secrets to find. Many of these will never make themselves known to you if you don't go out of your way to look for them.
Well done, Arisen One.
Early on, simply walking from quest point to quest point through the verdant forests or dusty crags is a huge risk, as the wilds of Dragon's Dogma 2 are filled with creatures who would love to make you lunch.
Why is he just standing there?
World games with day-night cycles stress the dangers of venturing out when the moon is high. I don't know of any other game that has a more brutal night than this one.
Wake up!
Minecraft, oh, what the fuck?
The explicit lack of waypoints and map markers for the side stories really helps nail the feeling that you aren't simply a walking task bot for the world's NPCs to wind you up.
Okay, so fast travel is, right?
Member of a living, breathing place that will march on valiantly whether you find what you're looking for or not. You'll be doing lots of backtracking and exploring on foot, as there is very little way of convenient fast traveling. In the first few hours, having any squabble evolve into a rolling melee with every other beast within a square mile became annoyingly commonplace. Skirmishing
Well, I
goblins
mean,
trying to keep their distance.
that's what it is to be a warrior. The hell? If you don't want to go up close to them, pick up a fucking staff, my nigga. What the hell?
From you and harass you at range might attract the attention of
Well, I did hear like a lot of the enemies, like that orc or whatever the fuck that was earlier. They did get a little bit bigger. So
ogre who now must mosh through the con.
I didn't play Dragon's Dogma 1. Yeah, no, I was busy playing Dragon Age Origins. Still didn't finish the playthrough. You know, I should have finished it weeks ago. I still didn't finish it.
And in turn, this attracts the eye of a griffin to dive bomb the encounter like a feathery wrecking ball.
What the fuck? Behemoth.
Learning curve, but it eventually gives way to a rewarding feeling of a stronger, smarter you walking through a valley that gave you heartache
What
10
the
hours
fuck?
ago and navigating it like a well-oiled
Look like my
machine.
dad's bald ass head. No offense,
This
Dad.
dynamism is present in Dragon's Dogma 2's story and quests as well. I wouldn't call the main story at large that remarkable. You play as the near immortal Chosen One, the Arisen, who has their heart stolen by a dragon that you will be forced to slay one day in order to save the world.
You gotta fell that fiend.
It's the exact same premise as the original Dragon's Dogma,
Ah,
with a
yeah.
bit of a Game of Thrones-esque spin in the political intrigue that is good, if not all that special in a world where every fantasy story has similar influences. But on a
Yeah.
couple of occasions, Dragon's Dogma 2 takes a
Ugh.
major turn and upends what you've come to know and expect so far. And the characters themselves gave me something to love even outside of that larger plot.
I don't think I love.
Only the truth, as you well know.
The first time
I
you
don't
walk
think
into
I
a
love them
city,
outside
you'll
of
be
the-
bombarded with
yeah.
people who are happy to see such a capable-looking problem solver in their midst. Many of the quests that they
Yeah, because they're all lazy as shit. Oh my gosh, look at this boy that can do my slave work for me.
offer you are pretty mundane RPG fare, but some at least put a twist on the genre staples by adding time limits or unclear consequences. Yes, you just got 3 quests at once, but if one involves saving a kid from a pack of wolves, the clock is ticking down until he becomes dinner, so you'd best prioritize accordingly.
Oh, thanks for spoiling that for me. It's not like I gave a shit, but you know, I just love to complain. I'm feeling a bit Twitterish, you know, I just got off of Twitter.
Every
That's
Arisen
why.
is accompanied by a pawn, a sort of personal NPC sidekick whose purpose is to assist you on your journey.
A slave.
Pawns are invaluable because they can take on a class, which Dragon's Dogma
Oh yeah, this dude like, yeah, we master now. We master now.
qualifications, and be another
Hell
body
yeah.
in battle.
Harpies, master. 'Tis weak to fire.
Outside of fights, they're great for tasks like gathering resources and pointing out things of note in your surroundings. They did all
He
these
just
things
played
in
dead.
the original game as well, but new specializations can highlight
Ooh, is this the first one? Ooh, yeah, definitely better in the graphics department.
spots in your map, organize the party's inventory, or even craft on their own, which means they can add so much more value this time around.
Pow World.
Gladly see you put what I find to good use.
That's actually pretty fucking good. You know, Dragon Age takes some notes, man. No, honestly, because I mean, yeah, they don't have to have motherfuckers crafting shit for us. I mean, that's fine, you know. But that'd actually be a really good improvement because a lot of modern games now, you know, like Enshrouded Power World, you know, everybody's companions are just crafting shit now. So yeah, hopefully they do that. Hopefully they do that shit. That'll be pretty good. Pretty good improvement in Dreadwolf.
Pawns can even be sent off to join other players on their adventures, learn from their experiences,
I heard of
and
that.
bring back items and knowledge to share with you. This clever asynchronous multiplayer system was groundbreaking in 2012 and feels just as innovative in 2024 because there's still not much out there like it.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I'm surprised that we didn't do more with like Dragon Age. I mean, we had 3 Dragon Age games. You know, it was fine, I guess, back then. But I mean, with Dragon's Dogma, I guess they just didn't pay attention to it, because when they were making Inquisition, they were focusing on like having mounts in there, like they were rushing to get mounts in there. It was useless. I mean, the mount was the horse dilemma. I mean, the horse is pretty much as fast as walking, and there's no point because you lose your companions when you go on the horse, because the companions can't get a horse, so they just disappear, and so you can't hear all the conversations and stuff going around. Anyways, yeah. So they focused on that instead of like adding more companion shit to do. I mean, besides, you know, like you switching to your companion to like fight enemies and stuff, and like strategizing, you know, top down type of gameplay if you wanted to. But in terms of like functions that they can do, yeah, it's pretty much nothing. They just, you know, they're just there to accompany you in your adventures. You know, they have voice lines when you go and do quests and shit, you know, like cinematics and stuff. But like practical use besides combat, nah, nothing. So it'd be cool if they can like craft and stuff for you, you know. It'd be nice if the camping system for Inquisition came back, so you don't have to go all the way back to you know, yeah. It's like you can camp out and like, I don't know, wherever. It doesn't have to be like that. It could be like Dragon Age Origins, I mean, honestly. But anyways.
They
Ooh.
aren't always a boon, though. I'd never want to leave shelter without one. But they 4.
Oh, no, okay, yeah, no. Yeah. I know why that slap hit hard. I know why that hit hard.
Still not much out there like it.
It's my nigga,
They
yeah.
aren't always a boon, though. I'd never want to leave shelter without one. But thanks to inconsistent AI, pawns can get themselves into all sorts of trouble. They often get isolated by enemies and picked off, which means you need to run to their unconscious bodies to revive them, or they'll poof out of your world.
Oh.
I've had pawns.
Well, that, I mean, kind of like that in Baldur's Gate, but I think with this game, like, once it happens, so it's a GG. You'll also, like, I don't know how the saving system is, but I know you can only have, like, one character at a time for this shit, so I'm guessing the saving system is ass. So once your character is gone, I mean, your pawn is gone, it's gone.
Die in pretty silly ways, mostly by falling off of narrow bridges, because they made the terrible choice to fight in the middle of them. You can command them to help you, wait in place, etc., but these orders are finicky, and they'll take their sweet, agonizing time to follow them.
Defend the Arisen.
Yeah, so in that sense, Dragon Age is way better. I mean, in Inquisition, I don't know why. I think it's only with Iron Bull, oh my gosh, Iron Bull, Blackwall. I mixed their names. Yeah, I think it's mainly with the warriors, mainly Iron Bull, but like they just stand still when you start combat. It happens a lot towards the end too. But and Iron Bull dies a lot. So I mean, but besides that shit, yeah, Dragon Age is way better in terms of assisting your in terms of the companions assisting you. So
Usually pawns are at least competent though, and they
okay, well you could have just said that in the first place before I compared it to Dragon Age.
ensure that combat is king in Dragon's Dogma 2. When it clicks, it is peerless among its action RPG contemporaries. The swinging, shooting, and chopping feels solid and satisfying every time you make contact. How you fight naturally depends on your vocation, and fans of this series will be relieved to find out that other than separating the melee and ranged portion,
Yeah, all I've been seeing from combat, I mean, I guess mages is just fire, and that's pretty much it. That's pretty much what I've seen so far from every video I've seen of Dragon's Dogma 2. Just that little fire spell. It's pretty much it. I don't know if there's anything else. I guess there is. But yeah.
of the old Strider class into 2 separate options.
Oh, okay.
The returning vocations are just as excellent and diverse
That was interesting. I don't know what the hell that was.
as they were in the previous game. Expressive
You know,
animations
the little circles and stuff. Okay, yeah, I understand.
and skill
Cool.
diversity ensure that even if a vocation has a singular role it can play in battle, there's more than one way to play it.
A vocation. See, I don't know what the fuck that is. Okay, there we go. Something different. Because all I've seen was the fire shit. I'm just like, is there any other spell, bro? Like, is this gonna be another Dragon Age Inquisition where there's only like 3, like 3 spell categories, or just 3 spells that you can really just use? Yeah, Dragon Age combat for mages is pretty dog shit. Like it's a complete downgrade from Origins and Dragon Age 2.
The new
At least in Dragon Age 2, it was kind of a downgrade a little bit. It was still good. It was okay.
vocations, the Mystic Spearhand is my favorite. It prioritizes closing distance and burst offense over impenetrable defense.
Okay, I might be a warrior.
Another
Maybe.
standout, the
Usually I'm a mage.
Trickster uses illusions and deceptions to make enemies fight each other. And for my money, is the "you smoke too tough, your swag too different" meme in physical form.
We must do whatever we can to knock it off.
No matter your vocation, there's a huge Monster Hunter influence on combat as well. Appropriately, since a chunk of the combat design team at Capcom
the
works
fuck
on
was
those
that?
series. Large monsters and even smaller ones have many possible targets of interest on their body, like a Cyclops' eye or a Saurian's tail.
Okay. Very
Targeting them
good.
could do more damage, stun them more regularly, or take that limb off, completely altering the enemy's attack patterns and possibly granting more loot. I rejoice in how impactful
I like
choosing
that.
to spend the effort to take these kinds of advantages always felt, especially when you're fighting groups of big enemies and need to thin the herd quickly.
Ooh.
On the other hand, I don't approve of how janky climbing enemies feels, something you'll be doing often to bring larger foes down to size. It's easy to get disoriented while climbing through no real fault of your own, and if the monster jumps into a corner or pressures you against the wall, the camera reveals itself as having been the true villain all along, making it absolutely impossible to see what's going on for as long as you're stuck there.
Bro, why was the dragon just big dicking the ground with his tail? Now I understand that in Diablo 4, the game we don't speak about, yeah, the camera really like fucked you over a lot, not gonna lie. Especially in the later game stages, dude, it was just terrible. Like you would get killed by off-screen bullshit. Yeah, I'm just debating whether I should be a warrior or like a mage. I'm not doing archery or whatever the fuck that other shit. Fucking know. I think I'll just be a mage. I don't know. Usually I'm a mage, but I'm feeling warrior because it's like Monster Hunter World with that little climbing shit. So I don't know. Yeah, I kind of like that.
Once I have taken big damage or even died because I was body blocked by my foes, and that has never been a good way for a fight to end. Even if I'm not getting bullied out of the shot, as the numbers of the combatants pick up, you can watch the frame rate slowly diminish. Not ideal for a game where success in combat can be so heavily dependent on timing your attacks, blocks, and dodges. Never got too bad for me, but it was noticeably chuggy, which made a game that can be hard to read due to all the things going on screen at once just that much more illegible.
Is there also like friendly fire? Because that would be kind of annoying. There is in Dragon Age Origins when I just, like did a rerun and I'm a mage, and so like I do a lot of sacrifices in my spells, because it's just like I can't do the spell unless they take damage because they're just gonna be in a way either way. But sometimes I can't do the spell because they'll just die. It's just like half the time. So just curious, very curious. It's literally like a make or break for me whether I choose warrior or not. We'll see. It depends how much damage they'll take.
Dragon's Dogma 2 is a strange and wonderful game that seems haunted by some of yesteryear's bugaboos. It is a retell.
What the fuck is up with everyone using the word bugaboo? What the fuck? Like what the? Okay, it's not the jigaboo shit, right? I mean, it sounds pretty similar, but I'm just saying it out of like people just saying it a lot lately. I'm just like, what the fuck? Yeah, I think my congressman said it a couple days ago, but he said jigaboo. I was like, ooh, I don't know about that, man. That's a GG in election season. All I'm saying, bro. I mean, I'm independent, so I don't really give a fuck. Y'all vote, shit. I'm gonna be chilling.
Telling and re-implementation of all those wonderful ideas from the 2012 cult classic, including an awesome dynamic world and some of the best combat in the genre. On the other hand, its finicky ally AI, clunky climbing, choppy frame rate, and camera with a habit of going haywire at the worst times are all features I wish hadn't been brought back for another round.
Yeah, the camera thing is really gonna fuck me over, I think. Even as a mage, that shit's just, it's just so annoying in video games, man. There needs to be like a lock thing, like in Dark Souls games, you know, like Elden Ring had that shit. I don't think there's a lock here.
There's an action RPG here that is richly rewarding and incomparable to its contemporaries if you can be patient with its quirks and open to embracing its hands-off open world and quest designs.
IGN.
For more on the technical side, check out our full performance review of Dragon's Dogma 2.
Oh yeah, that's probably gonna be like 1.
Or for an action alternative...
Oh my god, I thought that was still Dragon's Dogma. Yo.
You have Outcast A New Beginning.
Oh.
And for everything else, stick with IGN.
Yeah, then he just goes back to Dragon's Dogma 2 game. I was like, what the fuck am I watching right now? Wow. Okay. Cool. I thought it'd be like a 7GN, but people are still mad about it. What's the problem? The great is not... I feel like it's probably Spider-Man haters, right? I mean, yeah, the combat feels janky and shit, you know. Some systems are like the same, you know. No improvements. And then the performance issues, I mean, like day one, like I think half the people who bought the game couldn't play the fucking game because the port was just shit. But let me see comments real quick. Incoming comments saying it should be a higher score even though no one has played the game yet. Okay. Such a large game, and the review hardly touches anything about combat and class. How's the world design, dungeon, cities? Yeah, that's what I want to know. It was just like a summary, I guess, which is okay. He did touch a little bit on the combat, but not really the class. But he was really just talking about like his favorite combat, which is like the spear, or whatever the fuck that was. Does it mention the microtransactions? No, it does not. This is it. Oh, yes, thank you. I should have just scrolled down in the first place. We could have skipped pretty much 10 minutes of my life being ruined and wasted. Reviewer seemed almost like he was bored or sleepy. Maybe because he spent so many hours in the game. I don't know. Reviewers lately just don't be playing the video games and shit. And I'll touch on that in another video. No way your closing statement. Yeah, I'm just like, you know, it's kind of crazy. Like, it's not really the word, right? You know, like the slur or whatever the fuck you want to call it. But it is very close. And a lot of people have been using both of those words lately. I'm just like, what the fuck is going on, bro? Very disappointed to hear the frame rate is choppy. Not surprised. I mean, he is on PS5, though. And they did say it was going to be between, like 30 FPS is not going to be capped, so it's going to be like between 20 and 40 FPS typically. Like, it's just going to jump back and forth. PC, I mean, maybe it's a bit better because it's PC and it's you know, you can have your own frame rate or whatever. How is 8 with everything going bad for it? Yeah, because I'm just like, it's half and half, and this is a little like, I think like a day before the game even came out, so like before all the performance. I guess maybe there was time for people to watch it and, you know, play the game, you know, give it the review, sure, whatever. Because, well, actually, no, not play the game because they couldn't play the fucking game. C review says it's a 2 out of 10. Yeah, it's because motherfuckers couldn't play the game. Can't wait to play it. Oh, my sweet summer child. Oh, God. Hope he did play it. Why do IGN reviewers not mention any microtransactions? I think mainly because it's not really like essential to the game. Yeah, it's you don't need it to play the game. And I'm hearing people say, oh, they didn't even know there's microtransactions in the game, and they played the game fully and completed it like they didn't need it. So it's not really needed. So I guess that's why, but it would be nice if they mentioned it, I guess. Yeah, we can complain about it, but it's not like, you know, if you don't buy it, then you can't play the fucking game, right? Now, is it pay to win? No, but it might make some things a bit easier. I don't know. What was there, like a transportation crystal or something? I don't fucking know. But I mean, you don't need it. You don't need it. And you can get those in the game too, is what I heard. So why is everyone in the comments talking like it got a 5 out of 10? 8 out of 10 is pretty good. The new bad optimization, microtransactions, and single. Yeah. Only one slave slot. Okay, yeah. Can't customize, alter your character if you get a hardcore old school RPG with no hand holding and limited accessibility like fast travel NPCs, dying, resurrection stones, currency, and all these features implement not for a different unique experience based on the director's words, but to lock these features behind the paywall is a scummy crack. Yeah, that's true. I'm guessing that's why if people are rated like it's not a 5 out of 10 game. Like it's a, yeah, I would say it's a 8. I mean, I'm just going off of what I've seen. It's no lower than a 7, and I wouldn't be surprised if they gave it a 7. But besides the microtransactions and then the performance issues and shit, like, it's a solid game from what I've heard. I haven't played it yet, so I don't know. What do you think? I have no clue. I think the review was okay. I just wanted to see more about the classes and shit. Like, I don't know what an evocation is or vocation. I don't know. I never played the game, so I'll have to look up some other videos. But yeah, it seems pretty solid. I think it was a fair review. Yeah, it's a solid game. There's things that can be fixed later on to, I guess, make people feel better, obviously, with the performance issues. Microtransactions, yeah, it's shitty practice, but, like, you don't have to buy it. It's not a need. Yeah, it's not a need. Like, I'm mad about it too. Not really, because I'm, yeah, but yeah, I do agree. It's I don't know why it's there. And in the character slots and shit, you can only have one character. Yeah, that is also bad. Yeah, okay. Maybe it does deserve the 50% dislike shit. But no, I mean, overall, the game itself is a good game from what I've seen. Yeah, I'm gonna buy it for sure.
Shot at a black man and took his shoes. Customized my AR like a Black Ops 2. Just scammed a white kid out of some Gorilla Glue. I don't wanna fuck this bitch, she smell like poo-poo.